Steps of the scientific method. What exactly is the scientific method? The scientific method involves a series of steps that are used to investigate a natural occurrence. We will look at the general steps you will need to understand before you start a science project. The first step in the scientific method is to develop a question or problem that can be solved through experimentation. An example of a problem or question would be, does the color of a light bulb affect the growth of a plant? The second step is to make observations and research your topic of interest. It's time to research whether plants can grow better under different colored lights. After an internet search, it is found that green plants will grow slower or not at all under green light. Basically, green is the only brand of light that the plant's chloroplast doesn't use. That is why green is the only color reflected from the leaf and is what we see. Next, predict a possible answer to the problem or question. What do you expect to happen based on your research? When making a hypothesis, try to use an if-then statement. Research says that if a plant is grown under red light, it will grow faster than a plant under green light. Now it's time to develop and follow a procedure. Include a detailed materials list. Make sure that your design has a measurable outcome. There are also a few other things called variables to consider. There are two types of variables. The first is the independent variable. This is the variable that is purposely changed in an experiment. In the example, the color of the light bulb is the independent variable. The second type of variable is the dependent variable. The dependent variable is the factor that may change as a result of the independent variable. In this case, the dependent variable is the speed of plant growth. The plant may or may not grow faster depending on the color of light. Besides the variables, the experiment also needs a control. In a scientific experiment, the control is the standard of comparison. The control is exposed to the same conditions as the experimental group, except for the variable being tested. All experiments should have a control. In this experiment, the control would be a plant grown under a light bulb with no color, or a white light bulb. Also, don't forget to keep constants. All other factors must be the same so that any observed changes in the plants can be attributed to the changes in the color of light only. The constants are type of plant, amount of light, type of soil, and amount of watering. After completing the experiment and writing down the data, organize the data and analyze the results. Make sure to include any tables, graphs, or photographs. Make changes to the experiment if the results are unexpected. Expected results should be confirmed by retesting. Here are the results of the experiment organized into a table. What do you notice? The conclusion states whether the hypothesis was accurate or not. Recommendations for further study and possible improvements to the procedure are included in the conclusion. Based on the data, the hypothesis is accepted. If a plant is grown under red light, it will grow faster than a plant grown under green light. Remember though, the experiment needs to be repeated to confirm the results. After repeating the experiment, the results were again confirmed. Finally, be prepared to present the project in its entirety. Expect questions from the audience. Who knows, the audience questions may lead you to another experiment, and the scientific method cycle starts again.